All right, Shalom. Coming back at it again with the part 2 of the lesson. Got interrupted, so I had to cut it off and bring it back on. All right, but this is precept, and I was going into what I was saying in part 1 through the Spirit. All right, 2 Peter chapter 2 and 6, and turning the cities of Sodom and Gomorrah into ashes, condemned them with an overthrow, making them an ensample unto those that after should live ungodly. Okay, so that's basically, the reason why we see this wickedness running rampant. All right, it is ultimately an example. All right, the Lord showing us what a wicked kingdom is. Verse 7, and delivered just Lot, vexed with the filthy conversation of the wicked. All right, for that righteous man dwelling among them, and seeing and hearing, vexed his righteous soul from day to day with their unlawful deeds. Okay, and ultimately, that's the state that we are in. All right, Lord willing, we're of the elect. The scriptures and the scriptures refer to us as them that sigh and that cry. That's the state that we are in. We see all this wickedness. We see what's going on all around us, but this is not outside the power of Yahawah Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. All right, because at the end of the day, it says the deceived and deceiver are his. Okay. Now, for some reason, it doesn't want to, it always does this, man. You know what I'm saying? It's like, may as well not look anything up through the app. All right, the deceived and the deceiver are his. All right, because the Lord is all powerful. Okay, the Lord is all powerful. Job chapter 12 and 6. All right, let's get it. Job 12 and 6. Oh, so like, yeah, 16. I got 6 instead. I was tripping out for a second. All right, so book of Job chapter 12 verse 16, and it reads, with him is strength and wisdom, the deceived and the deceiver are his. All right, now the deceiver is ultimately referring to Esau Edom, the so-called white man. All right, who's also known as the devil that the Bible speaks of. Now, it's not a far-fetched thing to call the so-called white man a devil. It doesn't add a mythical element around. I don't want to say a mythical element. It's a certain element, that it adds. It's like a spooky element. It doesn't do. It doesn't add that once you know what the word devil means, which the word devil goes back to the Greek word diabolos, which just means deceiver. All right, a liar, a false accuser. Okay, and when you see, that characteristic matches the Esau Edom 100%, then you know why it makes sense to call him the devil that the Bible speaks of. All right, that's why Revelations 12 and 12, because the devil shall come down with great wrath. Who's going to come down with great wrath? Some red dude in a pitchfork? No, Esau Edom, so-called white man, because he knows that he has but a short time. All right, but going back into this, this verse. All right, back to the topic at hand. All right, it reads, all right, with him is strength and wisdom, the deceived and the deceiver are his. Okay, because the Lord controls both sides, starting with the elites, which make up the devil, man. These Edomites in high places that are running the show and pushing out all this deception, pushing out all these wicked vibrations, all these wicked and sinful platforms upon our people and just people in general. It's not to add them into the inheritance. Just the whole world is corrupt, man, under these heathens, man. Starting with Esau Edom, it goes to show you that even these people that are there protesting, all right, now for some reason it cut off, but man, it's whatever's, man. Even those people that were shown in the clip protesting, you see that black figure, that demon, that left-handed angel, going, basically hovering around them. All right, why they belonging to the Lord too, but they were there to ultimately they were there to fulfill their lots in being wicked. All right, whether they be our people or not. All right, the scriptures talk about something being a vessel of honor and a vessel of dishonor. All right, so let's go get that. Let me see if by spelling it like this, it'll bring it out. Yep, there it is. All right, so the book of Romans chapter 9 and 20. All right, and it reads, "Nay, but O man, who art thou that repliest against the Most High? Shall the thing formed say to him that formed it, why hast thou made me thus?" Okay, and that's what goes on in a lot of these, alphabet communities. You know what I'm saying? A lot of these wicked people, they challenge the Lord's authority. Why did you make me like this? Why you let this happen? It also too, you got people that, give up on believing in a higher power, because of all the evil that happens. All right, and they say, well, if God is all love and all good, why is there evil in the world? And that means there is no God. But the truth is, there is a power, and He controls all of it. That's what it is to be an all-powerful, to be all-powerful. All right, that's what it is to be almighty, because He controls everything. Okay, and after this, we're going to bring out a few examples of the Lord sending spirits on certain men in the scriptures. All right, so it reads, "And then shall the thing say, shall the thing formed say to him that formed it, why hast thou made me thus?" All right, verse 21, "Hath not the potter power over the clay of the same lump, all right, to make one vessel unto honor and another vessel unto dishonor?" Okay, and if I'm not mistaken, this goes into, you read up, it goes into, Jacob and Esau, verse 13, "As it is written, Jacob have I loved, but Esau have I hated." All right, that same lump, represents, going into our forefathers. You had Abraham, Isaac, right? And then Isaac gave birth unto Esau and Jacob. All right, so he didn't give birth, but he begat Esau and Jacob. Okay, he begat Esau and Jacob. So that goes into the same lump, the same, the same lineage, the same and also too the elements, that comprises that the human body is comprised of. Right, he made one honor one vessel unto honor, which is Jacob, and the other one unto dishonor, which is Esau. All right, and these devils, in this modern day, they follow that, spiritual demon Satan. They do rituals. All right, and our people that follow after his ways, they are susceptible into all these left-handed spirits. And that clip that I showed you, all right, that the brother put up, all right, that is just further proof of that. Okay, that's why, ultimately at the end of the day, when we go out there in the highways and hedges, when we do these lessons, when we do our videos, they are not directed unto the entirety of Israel, but only for the elect. All right, because the Lord blinded the 2/3 of Israel, man. All right, we could get that in Isaiah chapter 6 and 9. All right, where it says, "And He said, Go and tell this people, hear ye indeed, but understand not, and see ye indeed, but perceive not. Make the heart of this people fat, and make their ears heavy, and shut their eyes, lest they see with their ears, and hear with their heart, and hear with their ears, lest they see with their eyes, and hear with their ears, and understand with their heart, and convert and be healed." Okay, so it is a veil that the Lord put on the 2/3 of Israel, man. All right, a number of the majority of Israel is not going to receive this word, man. It's only going to be for the elect. Verse 11, "Then said I, Lord, how long? And He answered, Until the cities be wasted without inhabitants, and the houses without man, and the land be utterly desolate." Okay, and that's what is ultimately, going into this modern day. This still hasn't happened, because the cities being wasted represents the destruction of Babylon. All right, because after this place is destroyed, all right, basically New Jerusalem is going to be ushered in, all right, from heaven. All right, from starting, with Yahawah, the elect. Okay, and then we're going to procreate, and then the 2/3 that were wicked, that were, that did have to perish on this side, are going to come back through our loins. Lord willing, we're of that number. And that's when they're going to understand it. They're going to be 100% in order. Okay, so that's basically the end game. At the end of the day. But let's go back to continuing on with an example that the Lord did. All right, with King Saul. All right, so an evil spirit from the Most High. There it is. Hold on. Let me see. 1 Samuel 16, starting at 14. All right, so we're gonna get that account. All right, so 1 Samuel chapter 16, and we're gonna go to verse 14. Okay, and let me see. All right, then Samuel took a horn. All right, so this is shortly after, King David got anointed, because the spirit of Yahawah departed from King Saul. All right, the Ruach HaKodesh, departed from King Saul because King Saul was disobedient. With the situation transpired with King Saul, the Lord stopped dealing with him. Okay, that's why it says, I'm gonna start at verse 13. It says, then Samuel took the horn of oil and anointed him in the midst of his brethren. And the spirit of Yahawah came upon David from that day forward. So Samuel rose up and went to Ramah. Okay, so this shows that the spirit of Yahawah got transferred from Saul unto David. All right, the Lord was dealing with David from that point forward. All right, and in return, what did Saul get? Verse 14. But the spirit of Yahawah departed from Saul. An evil spirit from Yahawah troubled him. You see? And that's ultimately, if you see it spiritually, that's what happens. That's what we're seeing with the 2/3 of our people, with the wicked amongst our people. All right, amongst these so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. There was a time when they were in order. The Lord was dealing with them. All right, but now the nation as a whole, with the exception of the elect and the 1/3 remnant here in Babylon. You have how do I put it to you? You have that exception. Now the wicked of our people, they're running amok, all demonic, man, doing wickedness, catching legions. All right, why? Because that's Yahawah plaguing them with spirits. Okay, see that there is no, there is no, rebellion that happened. All right, I had to, say that once again. There is no rebellion, man. It's Yahawah that's in control of it at the end of the day. That's why, continuing on. But the spirit of Yahawah departed from Saul, and an evil spirit from Yahweh troubled him. And Saul's servant said unto him, behold, now an evil spirit from the Most High troubleth thee. Okay, and that's when, they set out, to get a cunning player, of the harp, and that'll ease, the spirit, and it was so that, King David, turned out to be that player of the harp. It was all through the spirit and power of Yahawah man. Okay, and that's how it, basically happened. That's how it went down, so he could be set up as the king. Later on, he was close to the throne. He of course, being a wise young man, he's gonna observe, how things were conducted in high so like in high, royalty, that's what it is. Okay, so continuing on, we're going to go to the next precept, which is going to be the last precept. All right, let them be evil still. Okay, well, we're going to go and look it up through the unicorn. All right, let them be. There's this one, but you know what? We're gonna get it in. I think it's in the book of Revelations. I'm sure. I think I know exactly where it is, but I don't want to waste time. Let me see. Let them be wicked still. Yep, Revelations 22:11. I believe it's the last chapter. Yep, the last chapter. All right, so I was correct, but I don't want to go around looking for the precept, and it's not there. So Revelation chapter 22, verse 11, and it reads, he that is unjust, let him be unjust still, and he which is filthy, let him be filthy still. Okay, and that's going into the wicked of our people. All right, you see the state that they're in. You know, you got demons literally manifesting around them. You know, and it's not just them. You know, you got the heathens that's all around them that's with the, you know, trying to protest and be about that anti-abortion. You know, they're basically heathens, man. All right, but us in this knowledge, you know, the sincere Akium, the sincere Aquathium, you know, that believe and trust in Yahawah B'Shem Yahweh Shai, you know, represent the righteous. You know, this thing is for us, man. And anyone that has eyes to see and ears to hear that are called unto this. All right, because it's a good possibility that they are of the elect and we're of the elect. Okay, that's, you know, that's where our hope lies in. All right, so continue on, and it reads, and he that is righteous, let him be righteous still, and he that is holy, let him be holy still. And behold, I come quickly, and my reward is with me to give every man according as his work shall be. Okay, so if you sow wickedness, if you do wickedness, all right, you're going to receive the judgment, which is going to be getting caught out there in plagues, you know, getting caught in the second death, you know. But if you're righteous, you're going to be delivered from that, and you're going to receive the crowns, man. You're going to receive the kingdom. All right. So that's, you know, what that is, man. That's why, you know, at the end of the day, you know, that's what gave me the inspiration, you know, to do this lesson, that the Lord, you know, he's all powerful, and he's sending them spirits out to these people, you know, to be bugged out, to be wicked and wax worse and worse, and ultimately to their demise. All right. Ultimately to their demise. You know, he that is unjust, let him be unjust still. And he that is filthy, let him be filthy still. But us here in this knowledge, us here on this side, man, we gonna continue doing what we're doing. All right. Which is, you know, being righteous and doing the good works, man. All right. And working out our salvation with fear and trembling, and making the calling of our election sure. All right. So with that, I'm going to say, call halal Yahawah B'Shem Yahweh Shai B'Shem Rakah HaKodash for giving me the spirit to do this lesson. Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. With that, I'm going to say shalom. On to the next.